Hi, so today we'll be walking through the um, assets created using generative AI for my project and shaders that I've created. So the shader that I've created is a raindrop shader. You can see it here. And these are the textures that I've created for the project. And these are the 10 novel textures that I've created. And here I'll quickly show you what I've created. Here we have the moss covered concrete. So this is the rust material. This is the rust material. And this is the AI data core. And this is the metal wall and so on. And I've created a broken concrete as well here. And you can see this is the main glowing data core. So glowing circuits, and each of these textures were created through different prompt iterations. I've started it with a basic description, then refined it with a few keywords to maintain consistency, as well as to make sure these textures are suitable for three environments. And these are the overlook of my textures. And so all the prompts are documented in my submission. As well, I've given storyboards and character design, so you can go through my document to know how I've done each of the textures. And now let's jump into the shader part, where I'll deconstruct a PBR shader. Here, this is the raindrop shader that I've used. So this raindrop shader I've created using the a tutorial of UE4 Materials 101 episode by Dean Ashford. So the tutorial has been the foundation to create this particular raindrop uh, shader, and I'll give you a walkthrough of how I created this raindrop shader as well. So what this shader does is pretty simple. It makes any surface look like a rain is falling on it. You can see the preview sphere. So this is the preview that I'm showing you guys. So the drops are appearing and disappearing, and the surface looks wet. So let me show you how each part of it works. So before that, so this is the raindrop texture that I'm using. So this has been imported same from Dean Ashford's tutorial. And here you can see these are the red and green these are the red and green things, and these are the red and green channels. And you can see this is the red and green channels, and these represents the big and the small spots. When checking on the alpha channel, I'll show you the alpha channel right now. So this is the alpha channel, where you can see the the white dots represent the animated. It will represent the animated display, and the black dots here you can see it will be the static display that you will be seeing in my walkthrough. And so all together these channels make up my raindrop shader. So I made all these channels work simultaneously to make a complete raindrop shader. We'll give a walkthrough of it now. So I'll open my raindrop shade material here, and this is the material graph of the raindrop shader here. And you can see uh, the text coordinate and the texture sample here. So starting on the left, the text coordinate node feeding into the multiply to the text samples UV. So here, this is basically telling the shader how to map the raindrop pattern onto the surface. The pattern that I've shown in the texture should work in this order, so that the raindrops appear realistic. So the multiply controls a scale. A bigger number means a smaller, more tightly packed drops. A smaller number means a bigger spread out drops. Here I've used 3 for the multiply, where the drops are moderate, so that it gives a realistic effect that you can see in the left panel here. And I've added two customization to make the raindrops intense, raindrops drizzle, and as of now it's normal rainfall. I'll walk through you to how to make it too intense, how to make it too like a drizzle. So these are the customization that I've made. And yeah, so coming through the this is the texture coordinate part, and the texture sample loads in actual raindrop texture to the material. And so as I've just shown the texture, the grayscale, everything, see, so that is being used here to put it in different nodes and create different masks to create a proper final raindrop structure. And I'll go show this is the animated mask. So here, this is the animated mask. So this is the main part. So this section is the heart of the whole shader. This is what makes the raindrop actually move. So we have a time node here. So this is just a clock that keeps counting up while the game runs. Below is called the rain speed. So this is the one customization that I've made. As I've said, to show it like a drizzle, to show it like a storm, to make it too intense or too less intense. So these two get multiplied and then subtracted. Subtracted to get the control of how fast the animation plays. And so think of this way. So rain speed is like a speed dial for rain. Set it to a low like zero point 0.2, you get so set it to a low like zero point 0.2, you get it like a light drizzle. Set it like so I can show you that. So I'll set it to zero point 0.2, and you can see the texture is getting rendered, and you can see it's a slow raindrop here, like a drizzle. And then um, I'll set it to high like 1.5 maybe. Let's set it to high like 1.5. So here it's getting rendered, and you can see the drizzles are moving really fast, and it's like a the intensity of the rain has been increased. So right now I'll just keep it to 0.7. Right now I'll just keep it to 0.7 and keep it moderate, so that it will be like a normal rainfall that you can see. Yeah. So next, so after the input and the rain speed and the time going to the multiply, it goes to the subtract this time value from the raindrop texture. There's a trick that makes these four parts. This trick makes the raindrop appear and disappear as the time increases and decreases. So this is the main part. And then we have the frag component here that keeps the animation in loop. If this component is not there, the rain would start and stop instantly, so that won't give a realistic feel. And finally, the saturate that cleans up the values, make sure nothing goes below 0 or above 1. That is the entire rain animation here. And then below, I've given a static mask here. So this static mask is nothing but the animated mask handles drops that comes and goes. This mask handles the wetness that stays. So static mask. So basically, a rain has a wet surface and animated surface, which is a continuous flow of water surface. So static mask acts as the wet surface in a um, in a floor. So this is like a moisture on the surface. So it uses simple math, but without the time node. So it doesn't animate. It just creates a constant wet pattern. That so the constant is here. It just multiplies the time, and then subtracts and keeps the wet pattern constant. So constant to the power of 10 I've given, so that it stays, and the saturate just to clean the values. So active raindrops plus the persistent surface both stays in the surface all the time. Uh, then yeah. So what? Yeah. So we'll go to the normal nodes. Here, these are the normal nodes. So these are the normal nodes that gives the texture to the raindrop. So up, this is the main. So this is what the raindrops look 3D instead of flat. This makes the raindrops pop like a bubble, so that it gives a realistic feel of a raindrop. Normal map tells the engine how light should bounce off each pixel. So instead of surface being um, perfectly smooth, the normal map creates tiny uh, circular drops, kind of a feel that dips and the real water drops on the surface. The nodes here process the rain texture into proper normal map data. So, so this process into the proper normal map data. So with this, they catch and reflect lightly, realistically, which makes a huge difference in how the rain effect looks like. So that is what the normal node does. And then the other main part is the surface mask. So the top surface mask. So this is the top surface mask. So this top surface mask is a game changer. So basically what it does is the rain does not fall below a surface or on the sides of a surface. So this handles that particular logic where the rain falls only on the top part of the surface. So, so this is the physics that gives the logic for the actual rain implementation. And yeah, and then the wetness control. So this is the wetness control. You can see here the wetness control. So what it does is everything comes together. So this particular part here on the rightmost part, before connecting it to the one second, yeah. So this part here, over here on the right. So this is the wetness control, and these are the connections to add up and multiply the values and append it to make the rain look realistic. And this part does that. Finally, everything comes together on this, and the wetness control section uses a lerp mode. So basically, a lerp mode which blends between two states. That is a multiply, and then one on end you have we have both statics mask, which is a dry surface. No, we have the top surface is a top surface mask, which is a dry surface, and a static mask, that is a static wet surface, and animated mask, that is a continuous dripping of water surface. So these three come together and is controlled by the wetness control here. The wet version darkens the base color slightly and reduces the roughness. That is why it is connected to the roughness, and making the surface shinier and more reflective, just like real wet surface. The normal data plugs in to give the drops their 3D look. So if you look at the stats panel in the bottom here, um, 210 shader instructions and 0 of 16 texture sample is used. So this is well optimized and won't hurt games performance. So this is the overall material graph of the raindrop and the customization that I've made in the rain speed to show the less intense and more intense rain, as well as I've added a base color so that to show a difference and to make it more clear whenever the light falls, or whenever uh, uh, an object stands on the rain surface. That I'll show you in the demo. And this is the surface color that I've used, a default value of a gray, dark gray color appearance to show a realistic floor kind of a thing. And that goes to the base surface, and the normal nodes that creates a 3D image connects to the normal here, and the roughness is to control the wetness. So these all come up and add to my realistic raindrop shader. And so it's not only with the raindrop, but I can even add a puddle. I can even add more shaders with the same graph and just customize a bit more. And yeah, so this is it. And yeah, I've given a demo of the range speed control as well. That is the customization that I've made. So in conclusion, so this is the raindrop. So this is the raindrop shader that I've created using a tutorial and added a few customization to make it uh, to my touch. And this is the raindrop shader that you can see here. I'll go through a walkthrough of it as well. So here you can see this person here, he stands here. He is on the raindrop. So you can feel the raindrop here. Yeah. So this is it. So this is what my animation, uh, a demo of my animation and the raindrops. You can see it's too it's a normal rain field that you get here. The big drops, the small drops. As the surface is big, it's I just added it to a surface here, and the wetness control. So this is the animated mask for moving drops, static mask for surface wetness, normals for 3D look, making the top surface making the wetness look real, and this is based on what I've done and all textures, and I've used you can see the full citation and licensing in my documentation. So thanks for watching.